Alright, hello again. Now I know I initially said I wasn't going to be uploading every day, but, well, while the weather holds, I've got to stick with it. So here we are again, and I think I've got something a little bit special today, something that I personally absolutely love, and to be honest, I've never fed it to anyone who didn't love it. So what we've got is we've got belly pork, and we're going to make some hot honey pork candy. And yeah, I know Nashville talks a lot about their hot honey chicken and all of that, and how it's a Nashville staple, and fine and well, good. But you can't really talk about putting sweet and hot together without putting Louisiana in the mix. So today I've done a little bit of prep work in advance. Of course, I've got my iced tea as always. I know I've had a few comments asking about the tea, and I think I did put the process I used for making it in one of the comments. But just quickly running through it, yeah, you want to look for red leaf tea. That's going to be the closest you can find over here. Rooibos, I think it's pronounced. Technically, the tea we use in Louisiana is a mix of red and black, but you're not going to find that over here, and it's more red than black. Mix it up, hot. Add the sugar while it's hot. Sugar will not dissolve in cold water. Throw it in the fridge. Get it nice and cold. There you go. Now I've gotten to love hot tea while I've been living over here, but on a day like this, nothing beats iced tea. Now then, belly pork. As you can see, I've done a little bit of prep work in advance. I chopped this into squares, and I went ahead and I coated it in a little bit of bicarb and salt. Now what that's going to do is that's going to prep the skin for what we're going to be doing next to it. So today's ingredients, again, really straightforward. One of the things I really want to stress with what I'm doing here is barbecue is not hard. It's about time, and it's about attention, and it's about loving what you're cooking. It's not about complicated recipes of this, that, and the other. I mean, yeah, I could throw 50 things into a rub and get messed off with the airplanes flying over me, but you know how it is. So, aside from the salt and the bicarb that we've already got in there, today we're going to need honey, hot honey. You can kind of guess that one. I've got two different kinds of hot here. I want to talk about both of these because they're both near and dear to my heart. We've got Tabasco and we've got Frank's. Now, these are both Louisiana-based sauces. Frank's is near and dear to my heart for all my life. And Tabasco, now that one, I know exactly where it's from. That's made in Avery Island, which is a little swamp island down South Louisiana. I've been there, I've seen where they grow the peppers, and to me this is the quintessential example of what Louisiana hot sauce is. Now, this is pretty easy to find, but for whatever reason, if it's not to your taste, there are a couple other options that I would go with. You can find actually what they call Louisiana brand hot sauce in some places, also very good. And one that's doing a lot of good right now is Crystal hot sauce, which is another very good one. Aside from that, we're also going to need a bit of black pepper. And the last thing we're going to need is some lemon lime soda. Now I've made this at home. but 7-Up, Sprite, any kind of citrus soda will do. Alright, I'm going to get the camera moved and we're going to get started. Alright, welcome back. Now, as you'll see, I do have 2 bowls here today. That's because I'm going to be doing some hot honey belly pork, but my grandkids are coming over later, so they're not very keen on the spice, so I'm also going to do just some honey belly pork, pork candy. Alright, so what we need to do, first off, and if you don't know by now, I don't really measure things. We want to give this a nice drizzle in honey. Now, it's nice and hot out today, so this is nice and runny. If it was not hot out, if you want to do this when it's a bit colder, you might need to warm up your honey a bit first by running it through some hot water. But we want plenty of honey in here because we're not actually just using it to coat this. We're going to use it for something else after this comes out of it as well. Now then, from there, I want to throw in some black pepper to both. Black pepper's not too spicy. Grandkids can handle that. They don't mind it. I keep trying to get them to eat hotter foods, but they've got UK palates. So next up, add in our Franks. Good old splash of Franks in there. And as is the case with both Franks and Tabasco, we're going to next, these are vinegar-based sauces. So in addition to heat, they're adding that nice tanginess. Go. And then our soda. Good carbonate on that one. And what this is going to do is it's going to thin the honey out a little bit. That carbonation is actually going to help everything kind of bind together and just be lovely. And then the sugar in that soda is actually then going to actually help to build our crust, our kind of caramelization on the pork. Now then, give this all a good stir around. I am using a fork today because you can do it with your hands, but as you're all very aware, honey is extremely sticky and hard to wash out between takes. You'll also notice that I started with the not hot version. I need to make sure that anytime I'm doing anything in this recipe, I start out on that side and then move to this side, because I don't mind if any of that marinade gets into this one. I don't want this one to get into that one. My grandkids would be very unhappy with me if I did that. Now then, that's all we need for the prep. Dogs are going to get mad because my neighbors are moving around next door. But that's our prep. We're going to let that sit for a little bit while I go get the grill ready, and I'll see you over there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get this thrown on the grill, starting with the not hot. And I'm using the air fry basket today. I know I'm not frying, but it works well for this size of piece. I want to save all of that lovely 120 for, let's go for 4 hours. Close it up. Check we've already loaded up the pellets. And want wood fire on, and we want to start. Right, I'll check in with you guys in about an hour. Alright, welcome back. It's been about an hour. And those are looking gorgeous, aren't they? Alright, now, what we're going to do, we're just going to move them around a little bit. You see how they're getting that nice, sticky, caramelized coating on them? That's why we call this pork candy. Lovely, just make sure nothing's burning. Make sure we keep them separate so we know which ones are which. And now then, you'll remember I told you earlier we wanted to save that leftover sauce. That's because I'm going to introduce you to another essential kitchen tool, the mop. Now then, I've taken that leftover honey sauce. I'm going to go ahead and soak it in with this. And then we are just going to mop it on there and just get an extra layer of that caramelizing lovely goodness. And then I'm going to take the hot version and I'm going to do the same with these. And the reason we're using a mop like this is because each one of those individual strands, not only does it soak up a lot of sauce, as you can see, but because it can move around freely, it's going to get all along the sides and all over that meat, rather than just drizzling over the top. There we go. I wish you could smell this right now. Alright, I'm going to put the lid back down so we get our smoke going again, and we'll check in again in another hour. Alright, here we are again, and oh, I've just opened it up and it is just about ready. Go ahead and take a good look at that. It's going to be nice. I've got one more little final touch. I'm going to go ahead and flip you around and show you that one. Now then, the last thing we're going to do before we give it another maybe 15 minutes right at the end is just a last drizzle of this. And then we're just going to leave that a few minutes to caramelize and it'll be done. See you then. We are sat at the table. Joanna has joined me, and she's going to try the food as usual, give me some objective opinions on it, and she's also going to, just in case you see her camera, be filming just this bit to show on her channel as well. So if you're coming from over there, you might have already seen this this bit of the video. Alright, we'll see what Joanne thinks. Alright, baby, so you've got two bowls there in front of you. Both of them are pork candy. I don't know if I've actually ever made this for you before.
No, I remember pork candy case.
Right, the blue bowl is
Okay.
spicier.
Okay.
The white bowl is milder. Just let me know what you think of them.
Now, I'm not going to remember today because for the rest of my life, because this is like for another reason of I had candied pork and it was bad.
This is one of my favorite things in the world. I'm sure I've made it before, and I think you've just not been willing to try it. But now you're on camera, so let's have a try.
Okay. Which one you want me to? No, I better try the mild one.
Start with the mild first, yeah.
Because the spicy might knock out my taste.
It's not that spicy, but...
Oh, well, the dogs are here. If I will fail.
They won't be getting any of this.
Pork candy. Okay. Broke a little bit off. And this is the mild. Okay. When I've eaten this, sampled it, I've got an obvious question, but I think it's one of those that I've answered myself.
What's that?
Well, let's go try the other one.
Okay.
Well, I'm still living.
That's a glowing review, I guess.
And to elderly doggies' disapproval, I've let them down because I've thrown it at them. So
They are fixated.
they are.
All right, now try the blue one. The blue one's my favorite, of course.
Okay, for my viewers, I'm going to say to Casey, you might want to stop now because just a me chewing and swallowing.
All right, we'll give you a minute for the next one. All right, we've given Joanne a second there to finish chewing, and yeah, go ahead and try the other one.
I will. Okay.
You seem deep in thought about the flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am. And I prefer the bluebell.
There we go. So would you have pork candy again?
I'd have the blue one again.
All right.
The white one is a little bit sweet for me. I can see why they call it candy.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
All right. All right, so there we are. Pork candy in both a hot and a sweet variety. If the weather holds, who knows? I might be back with you tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure once the weather changes, videos will slow down. But while it's keeping up, I'm gonna keep filming. See you guys soon.